Hi, it's Kelly, and I'm back with another list of things which I hate and will continue to hate. But I also want to convince you to hate them as well, so that maybe we collectively can make a difference in getting these things to stop happening. The first is that if you run a hotel or have an Airbnb or a roadside inn, anything where you invite people to come stay and sleep or pay to sleep at your facility, you need to have an outlet near the bed, not behind the bed, not way on the side or with 14 other things plugged into it. You need an outlet for your guests. This is a non negotiable these days. First of all, most y'all never have an alarm clock, so we use our phones as an alarm, and we're going to need to plug them in, as well as all the other accessories that people travel with. And if this is difficult, then go out and buy a $10 extension cord with a plugins so that people can actually enjoy the room that they're staying in. And if you can't afford that $10 power strip, you don't need to be running a hotel. I think we can all agree on that. The second is that if you are a financial institution like a bank or an online savings account, you need to stop sending these fake serious emails or we have a very important message and you have to log into our app to get the message. So when I do, the message is we are your bank and we have a privacy statement. That's nice. Don't contact me unless there's fraud or you want to give me money. Don't bother me with this stuff. The next one is, in general, for all of us, making a Facebook post where you're asking people to do something. That might be adopt this stray cat or buy my furniture or contribute to our fundraiser. If you're going to do any of that, I think it should be required that you include the location where you live. So many times people are like, I'm in the hills or I'm off of Maine. That's nice. What city, what state, what country are you in? I'm not going to go to your profile and try to reverse stalk you to try to figure out where you are to see if I can help. If you're asking people on Facebook, unless you are only friends with people in your town, you need to say where you're located. And if you're not willing to do that, don't use Facebook to ask for those things. Besides the fact that you may only be friends with people in your town, and if you don't understand that Facebook is showing your post to a lot of other people, you shouldn't be posting on Facebook, basically. The next is all the apps and all the sites that say, hey, will you consent to allowing me to send you notifications about any unhinged thing whenever I want? And smart people say, no, I don't want your notifications. I don't need to know that there's a new code or a 15-minute free play for whatever game I'm on. The problem is when you say no and they say, okay, we'll ask again soon, as if that discussion hadn't just happened. You are now like the annoying guy at the bar that keeps coming over and trying to hit on someone who has said, I'm not interested. And it probably makes sense because I think a lot of those guys are in the world of coding these things that way, but you need to stop. And these things sometimes are marketing things that companies do. I totally understand that you think that this is a legitimate marketing practice that's going to help you grow. I guarantee you're just pissing everybody off and it needs to stop. I would also like journalists and the media in general to stop posting that every single news piece or blog post has somebody been taken down or slammed or slayed or destroyed. No, in reality, there was just a rebuttal, contested the facts, disagreed with. It doesn't have to come across so violently as if somebody made an argument and somebody else destroyed them. They just had an argument. And a side one to this is there's no need to both sides every argument when there are facts in play. So if you can see what happened, you don't need to present what, those authorities said happened as if it's a legitimate side. You can say what they've claimed and then rebut that with the truth. That's journalism, as far as I see it. The other thing is, if you're doing something, especially in the volunteer world, and you're sharing what you're doing, and somebody suggests that you do something different or better, or change your strategy, but they're not willing to help. And this also goes to somebody who like puts down someone else's contribution. Like, let's say I'm donating an item to an auction, they put it down as like not good enough, but they're not contributing anything. Those people should just go away. And then finally, anytime somebody posts an article that has no more information than what was in the title of the article, like the headline, that's not journalism. That's clickbait at its worst. You deserve to be destroyed. No, I'm kidding. You need to stop, because I get that it's a hard world these days in journalism and you rely on clicks, but I will blacklist your site and never visit it again if you do that thing. So, those are just a few of the things that have been annoying me lately. I know this is my second video about that. Maybe it will become a weekly thing. I'm annoyed by a lot of things, but mostly because they disrespect people who are, in a lot of cases, trying to help or trying to get involved. And if you just don't give me the information or you don't give me a plug to charge my phone, you've made an enemy for life. And I just am so tired of these things. And I would like, if you have any control over them, for you to fix them, or at least join my tirade so that other people know that it is unacceptable. We're in the year 2026. I should not be crawling into a closet behind a box to find a power place so that my cell phone doesn't die overnight. And I definitely shouldn't be wondering on Facebook if that dog you're trying to get adopted is one state over or 3,000 miles away. Because even if I'm not in South Florida where that really cute puppy lives, I might know people who I can share the post with. And if I don't know where you are, I'm not doing any more work for you. Anyway, that's my rant for the evening. Hope you're having a great day.